Hey everyone, welcome back. This is going to be my July energy reading for you for 2020. As I was shuffling my cards, I use my crystal card deck every month to pull in some of the energies that are coming in for us this month collectively. And while I was shuffling, I was shown a couple of visions. The first one was a lightning bolt coming down to torch, like a lightning bolt being thrown through the sky to torch the earth. It's not a bad lightning bolt for those of us in proper karmic alignment. It's those that are not in proper karmic alignment. So basically the wrath of God in many ways is going to be felt by those, and the earth that they walk on will be torched. I was also shown a crown of 8 stars, and when I sat with it more, the crown of 8 stars showed that those who wear the crown of 8 stars will be protected. And the crown of 8 stars, what I was shown was the number 8. The reason why it's 8 stars is because of the number 8 is an infinity, and it's those who wear the crown of eternal light will be protected and will also be honored and push more into the forefront of everything going on. So those are just 2 messages that I received going into the month of July. We have the eclipse coming up this weekend for those of us in North America, or most of North America, like Eastern time zone and behind, will experience it on the 4th of July. I believe it's like at 11 late in the evening on the 4th in Eastern time. So everyone else will be experiencing it on the 5th, but I find it very interesting that North America, for the most part, I think there's just maybe a little bit of Canada that may not, I'm not sure, but all of the United States will be experiencing the eclipse on July 4th, on their Independence Day. There is a huge theme of liberty coming through for this month. Again, because of the eclipse, it's so important. This eclipse is going to be very strong. The energies that are coming through this month will be very important to ground and plant seeds of intention for the next 6 months that you'd like to see bear fruit. So just keeping that in mind as we go through. So let's find out first card. Okay, wow, we have peridot. And I don't know if it's peridot, but like I'm just the worst with pronunciations. But I'm just going to say peridot, bringer of joy, is the first card coming up. Wow, so bringer of joy. I like the sound of that. We've already kind of seen some instances. Okay, way too many cards falling in here. With Ghislaine Maxwell being arrested yesterday. We have petrified wood, past life embrace coming up. What else? Okay. Ooh, okay. We have emerald, spiritual healing, and then we have zircon, life changes. Very interesting cards to come up here. And look at the color scheme too. It's like a lot of green, heart energy, healing energy on the top, and then on the bottom we've got that really beautiful deep golden kind of solar plexus energy actually. So let me sit with the cards for just one moment and I'll be right back with my reading. All right, beautiful reading ahead, guys. July is going to be a great month and very much needed after the last 3 that we've all gone through globally. With a peridot coming up, bringer of joy. Wow. This is really beautiful because peridot has a combination of a very perfect combination of the yellow color ray and the green color ray, which is interesting because this whole reading is working with the solar plexus energy and the heart energy right now, which to me, I'm seeing that for the most part, globally, we've been forced to stay in the root and sacral chakras, like really forced to stay in that fight or flight, fear, survival kind of thing, you know. And this is showing that the energy is finally collectively going to start moving upwards into the personal power of the solar plexus and into the heart chakra. So activating these two chakras is kind of what July is really all about. Now, interestingly enough, peridot comes in when, I want to read this to you, someone who needs peridot, and this is the collective, okay? The collective really needs this energy right now. When they feel trapped in the physical world and they're tired of their own negativity from which it feels there is no escape. This is very much collectively what is going on. Everyone is so trapped in fear, and like it's just constant bombarding of this negative narrative that we're being told to believe. And it really puts a lot of stress on the system. And so peridot comes in when there's a need to release the past and bring in a lot of healing, bring back personal power, and allow this unconditional love to come in. Peridot is one of the most positive cards in this entire deck. It in itself and is its own crystal. It's one of the few crystals that bring the power of yes in. So there are a couple things that are coming in with this message, in that, yes, it's happening. I really feel like we're on the precipice here of a massive shift. I'm really feeling like July is the month collectively where we're going to see the tables turned. I do believe the tables were starting to turn over the last 3 months. Of course, you wouldn't know it if you were paying attention to the news only, but that this is going to be the month where it's seen, where it's visible. There was also something in here that I wanted to read. There's a lot of optimism and love that comes in. It's also signals healing and rebirth. Okay. I just really feel from this, because there's a lot coming in here, that there's finally going to be healing available to us collectively. I feel like something is going to be made aware that stimulates the personal power of the collective, that finally allows things to start healing and taking the, there's some sort of soothing energy that's going to come in that is going to, calm the anger, calm the frustrations, calm the outrage that we've been seeing as of late. Also, this is also about, which is very interesting, because the next card that came after it is petrified wood, past life embrace. And the reason why these two are, it's very interesting actually how everything's coming full circle here, because to me, the petrified wood is coming up to symbolize the fact that, you know, we cannot forget our past. Our past is very important to our healing going forward. When you try to remove the past or pretend the past doesn't exist, you don't learn from your experiences. And of course, you're then subject to potentially repeating past lessons that you try to erase and forget. And so there's something here with this idea of past life embrace. It's about needing to embrace the past. So we've seen a lot of the statues trying to be coming down because people just, well, they're racist and, you know, they symbolize slavery and all of this stuff that is horrible about the past. And a lot of it is misinterpreted. So, you know, there's definitely misinterpretation there, but you can't erase your past and you can't forget it. And this is part of why there's book burning, because if you erase the past, then you can rewrite it to be whatever you want. And when you rewrite it to be what you want, now it's convenient to you. And you don't get to learn from the past experiences, which means you're probably going to have to redo the entire lesson over. And so there's an element here in July where collectively we're being asked to embrace the past, not forget the past or pretend it. Just because we don't like it doesn't mean that we can't embrace it. The whole part of our shadow work is about embracing the parts of us that we don't like, learning to love those aspects and see them as healing opportunities, opportunities to learn and grow and evolve. And if we take away the ugliness of it, then we don't really get the value of the lesson. We don't learn from our past. And so there's an element here where Peridot was wanting us to embrace the past so that we can give rise to a brighter life, okay, so that we don't repeat the unnecessary pains that we've already gone through. It would be a shame to have to go through them again just because we're trying to erase them. And so with past life embrace coming in, there is this element here of needing to embrace that. But there's also this element of information being available to us from the past. For those of us who are more intuitive and able to connect into not just the earth grid system, the crystal grid system, there is available energy and information and wisdom coming in from the past to many of us at different key points around the globe to remember information. There are codes that are being activated from the past. Memories are coming to light that are pertinent to this time right now. Lessons that you may be able to, okay, interesting, this just came in. They want me to say that no matter how much and many statues you try to take down, no matter how many books you try to burn, the cells will always remember. The cells can never be erased and hold the consciousness of the infinite one and all of the lessons that the soul has learned. And so there's this remembrance of, ooh, we are bringing back the past through, I'm getting chills right now. We're bringing back the past through our own conscious awareness of the past through our cells, our cellular level, remembering that. Very interesting. Okay. And then we have emerald. Okay. We have spiritual healing. Beautiful. Emerald is one of the 7 main crystals of the Atlantean times. It was basically considered one of the 7 royal crystals. And it brings in a lot of heart healing. There is going to be a lot of healing available. Again, this whole month is about embracing the past so that a lot of healing can take place. I do feel like elements are going to be brought to light to assist in the healing of the collective here. Truths that we don't want to acknowledge because they don't sound pretty. They're very ugly truths, but we're going to have to embrace them in order to heal and move on. And also emerald represents the dolphin energy. And I think it was water signs, in the water signs reading that I did, that the whales and the dolphin energy kind of came up. I might be wrong, but I believe it was water signs that I said. So there is a communication happening with the dolphin communication of those Atlantean and Lemurian times was to connect the two, lands, okay, or times. Lemurian and Atlantis were connected through the dolphin energy and sending communication via the dolphin, okay, back and forth before their fall. And I'm just getting the sense that there's some sort of communication coming through the emotional level. So when we take that down to just the water level of our own emotions, that through the emotional field, there's going to be communication from the past into this present moment that will assist in opening the hearts further for us. It says here, at this time in your life, truth is your best friend. Channel all your experiences through the heart. And if it is not unconditional, it should be discarded. So truth is your best friend. It all ties back, like you can't erase the past because you don't like it. It's a truth that you feel uncomfortable with. That's why I've been doing more videos about like the uncomfortable truth and how uncomfortable the truth naturally is to us. That's why we tend to want to read fiction and immerse ourselves into fantasy, because it sounds so much better. And that's why they say the truth is stranger than fiction, because it is so uncomfortable. It's so crazy. And so truth is our best friend for healing. And so I do believe that this month we're going to be seeing many truths come forward that will begin the healing in the heart. Again, there's a lot of personal power in here. And finally, we have zircon. Life changes. Zircon comes out when something very big is about to change, like life is going to change as you know it. And it's a very powerful stone. It also comes, it makes itself known when the changes, the painful changes have already occurred. The tears have already been shed. And so we look at what's happened over the last 3 months with the virus, with the riots, okay, with the economy closing, with people losing their homes, their businesses, families breaking up because of it. There's so many things that have happened. People have lost family members, unfortunately, to this whole thing. I'm getting the sense that we're starting to come out. The dawn is breaking, is basically what I'm seeing. The dawn is breaking. The darkest night is over. In a sense of things being hid in the dark. Okay, there are going to be revelations that come forward that I believe are going to be very difficult to face and very difficult to hear. But for those of us who've been preparing and awakened to many of this, it's still going to be hard for us because I do believe there are levels that none of us are prepared for. But that we have a sense of grounding and understanding of what's to come. And this also is telling me that we are now at that precipice of change happening. Finally, change that matters, change that is rooted, change that we can count on. And it permeates when zircon comes in, it permeates the whole self. So sometimes the changes aren't really seen if you try to pinpoint where they are until you like pull back and you look at the big picture. And that's when you see like this massive change. And so there's something big happening here, and I love it. This eclipse, I feel, is bringing this in. Again, the karmic boomerang has come with Ghislaine Maxwell being arrested. To me, that's the first karmic boomerang that's come in. And that's what Mary Ducina called on my podcast with this eclipse coming in. It was bringing a karmic boomerang. And I believe that this is going to be planting the seeds going forward over the next 6 months of truly bringing in the change that we've been needing to see, that brings in justice, that brings back liberty, and it brings back the freedom and the power of the people back to the forefront. So there's a lot here that's really beautiful. So this is what I'm picking up for the month of July. I think it's going to be great, and I think it's going to be very empowering. I'm seeing that we've gone through like a couple of months of just fear, like a lot of root chakra stuff, and also like an attack on our abundance centers of, like the economy being devastated. And now that's starting to grow. And so the movement up the chakra system collectively is now moving into the power center, self-empowerment center of the solar plexus, where we start to identify with who we are. We start to get our personal power back. We start to feel stronger. We start to feel more courageous, and allows us, when we connect it with the heart, to finally take action. Okay, so the heart empowers that in healing and able to finally take action through that empowerment. Beautiful month of July. I love it. If you guys need any more information about me, if you want to sign up to my newsletter, please head on over to my website, inflexibleme.com. If you want to work with me one-on-one through coaching or get your own personal reading, all that information is in the description below. Please do not forget to check out my podcast, Enlighten Up. Next week, I have Journey to Truth coming on. And then the following week, I have Kaylin McDonald coming back on. And we had a great conversation about the twin flame psyop. Okay, we're going to get into some of the psyops around the twin flame story. It's not that the twin flame doesn't exist. So don't go there with me. So we're going to be talking about that. But before that, with Journey to Truth, I'm really excited having those two guys on, Tyler and Aaron, because we do talk about the divine masculine. We talk about the importance of 5D relationships and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's kind of really great. There's a lot of healing information that's going to be coming through those podcasts. And of course, if you guys are interested in my alchemy program, okay, where I go into a lot of the star alignments and the planetary energies, and we go into the shadow work and how that's all influencing us, and I give you guys tools and do group coaching on the live call that I do every month. And of course, I do readings. You can join that as well. That's in the description below. That monthly program is available to you. Guys, I love you so much. Have a wonderful eclipse weekend, okay? Plant your seeds of intention, really surrender, and channel that liberty, that freedom, that justice energy through your heart and expand it out into the cosmos, into the entire planet of Earth. I think that would be really powerful at this time, especially with this energy that's coming up right now. All right, guys, I love you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back with you soon.